Did you know that BeReal could be super dangerous? It's the hot new app that's being called the anti-Instagram because it's designed to show people's lives as they really are, by encouraging users to post during random 2-minute time increments during the day. The idea is that, unlike with Instagram, you're forced to be real, to post a photo even if your hair looks bad or you're in the middle of doing something boring. The app claims to help users discover who your real friends are in their daily life. BeReal is completely unique in its premise because it specifically asks people to post something at a certain time and denying people access to their feeds until they post. So it's trying to strip away the polished posts and filtered photos to present a more realistic reflection of daily life, and boy has it gained popularity. In fact, it's steadily moved up to the App Store's top app charts as we speak. But just like everything else, it might be too good to be true. Few people have stopped to consider the dangers of the app. Basically, if you choose to toggle on the location of your post, it doesn't just share your general city or town, it shares your actual location. Not many people notice this because when you see a friend's location in the feed, it looks like just a city and state below their name. But if you tap into that text, it pulls out a map feature, and then you can zoom in and really zoom in on their location. It's not exact, but if you know the person, that approximate location can tell you if they're at home, at work, or at a friend's house. Okay, so it shows your location every time you post, but is that something to get all worked up over? Well, yes and no. In theory, the people you add on BeReal are your real life friends, aka the people you trust. But life is messy. We all know that a friend might one day become an ex-friend, and people get into all sorts of social situations where something bad could happen to you if people knew your exact location. And while it's not a data or privacy violation, it's more of a data ick. Kind of like how you feel surprised and kind of creeped out when you realize what's happening because it's not the kind of thing that you notice right away. It's like how when Facebook shows you ads for something you might have searched for on Google, or even something you said out loud during a conversation. It's not flat out illegal, but there's something very shady about it. Not only that, but the fact that BeReal encourages daily posting for a long period of time, which means they could potentially build a profile on you and determine a pretty accurate routine consisting of where you are, what you typically do, and who you interact with. If that doesn't sound like a recipe for disaster, then you haven't been paying attention. The thing is that it's not 2010 anymore. We have known about the potential dangers of social media data collection for quite some time. For instance, in June last year, the world of cybersecurity was rocked when an anonymous hacker who calls himself Tom Liner exposed the data of 700 million users on LinkedIn, including their location, phone numbers, and salaries. He admitted it all on a notorious hacking forum and said that he did it for fun and a few $1,000s. Of course, he did not expose who he sold the data to or why they would want that information, but he did say he got at least $5,000 for it. So how would you feel if all your sensitive information was stolen by a hacker and put into a monster spreadsheet to be sold online to the highest paying cyber criminal? In the case of BeReal, their privacy policy falls under the jurisdiction of the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation laws, which promises not to sell personal data or information without prior consent. But if they wanted to, there's nothing stopping them from choosing to sell your data to third parties because it's extremely profitable. But aside from the danger, is it all worth the hype? It's an interesting experiment because it's true that so much of social media is staged to make people's lives look more glamorous and interesting than they actually are. But is BeReal really all that cool and different? Well, because they send you only 2 minutes to capture the post of the day when you get the notification, most people are just sitting down and looking at their phones at that moment, aka doing nothing. This means that everyone's feed shows an endless stream of people just laying in bed, sitting in class, working at their desks, and staring at walls. Fun stuff. So when you really think about it, if Instagram has the problem of making people's lives look fake interesting, then BeReal has the problem of making people's lives look extremely boring. You can't really win. So what is it gonna be? Are you gonna download the app or delete it ASAP? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.